I like all of them. I tend to write fiction, but when I'm not writing fiction, I'm writing nonfiction. I do a little bit of both, and then sometimes I'll even write poems, but that's not my usual form, but it's usually fiction. Oh, it's probably childhood, young adult crossover type thing. The first works were all young adult. It's like that kind of crossover, buildings romance type thing. And then the novel was also a young boy crossover type thing. Yeah, and I do some articles that are not necessarily, but it still goes back to childhood as well. Yeah. I always write about migrants. I tend to write about my own. I guess it was because my writing teacher, Paige Richards, said, write what you know, and so that's how I started with the short stories, and then write what I know was also from my father. So it was always and migrants, I kind of this is what I've been researching, so I'm writing from that area of interests as well. So it's all from what I know. The only ones that I heard were from my poems, and I think they get a bit surprised that you've maybe lived somewhere else, or you can speak another language, and then they'll come up and talk to you about that. The recent one, Lydia Yuknovich's The Chronology of Water, which is a memoir. She's just doing things with this kind of experimental form, but with such a force of voice and writing. It kind of took my breath away in how people can write to that caliber and that style. I'd not read anything like that had such a deep impact. And it's one of those works that ends up it stays with you for a long time, and then it's probably one of these books that you'd have to keep going back to as well. I found it really fascinating what she's doing. The House of Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. I think it was the book that kind of changed my life, that I just went, oh my God, this was ages ago, I was at 30, someone gave me this book and I went, that's my life. I love The New Yorker. I read Electric Lit, Literature, Literary Hub, The Atlantic, The Writer. I've got so many email subscriptions to lots of newsletters, so I'm constantly reading all of these ones, but I'd say New Yorker. Probably not as active as some people who are really promoting their work on I think they have Instagram and tweets, and they've got their own website, which is probably something that I should do. I have a Facebook page. It's probably very small. I tend to put all the things that I'm reading, and there's certain people that are following what I'm reading and things like that, which I think I like that, yeah, but it's not a big readership. I should invest more. I wasn't a really big ebook reader until my library started getting ebooks. I love that I can scroll, and I've got about 10 books maxed out. I just love that you can just access so many books. I really like that you can read it anywhere, and just the amount that's out there. I think it's great.